Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you had an awesome Valentine's Day. I didn't get to do a recap yesterday because it was Valentine's Day. So I could have stayed here and done a recap, but sleep in the garage for a couple of weeks or go off and then continue to enjoy the Valentine's celebration that started this past weekend. I would choose to do that any day over doing some damn recap. So sorry about that. I'll choose love every time. So let's take a look at the market today. If I was looking at this yesterday, I would have expected a rebound here based on this candle. Looking at how yesterday traded and how we closed. And sure enough, we did get a gap up. This was a little bit bigger than I anticipated, but it was a nice gap up, nice close right into the 5-day moving average, which is the most aggressive moving average that we see on the daily chart. Now, don't use the 5-day and the 10-day to draw levels on the daily chart, on intraday chart, but I do use the 20-day moving average, and we have claimed it. So we claim the 20-day. We're sitting right under the 5-day with the 10-day moving average in sight. So tomorrow could be pretty interesting. If the bulls come out swinging tomorrow, loaded for bear, then we may see 450 or better tomorrow. If the bulls come out with their chest still stuck out, thinking they don't have to do much to get this, then we're coming right back down. So it's going to be an interesting thing. Plus the news, the geopolitical news, the deal with Ukraine, that's going to have a lot of impact on what we see the market doing too. So we got to keep that in mind. But tomorrow, looking for this to continue. That's my bias. But like I said, I'm not locked into it. I know the market can open up tomorrow, gap down, and continue taking out lows. So just think based on what I see, that's where it's going to go. But, not set in stone here. Yesterday, like I said, I didn't get to do a recap yesterday, but this is a chart from yesterday. This is the NVDA trades that I took yesterday. And I'm using this to kind of demonstrate what I talked about today in the chat room, in my midday session that I did in the main room. We talked about how our sight kind of shapes our reality. That our brain references what we see and allows us to create our reality, which may not be real. It may be an alternate reality. It makes us see things in a different light. It doesn't make us see what's actually happening. And that's what happens to us when we get in a trade. We have this plan and we know how much room we need to give this to allow it to work and not stop us out before it makes the move. But what happens, what we're seeing, we take every tick against us to heart. We like losing 2.5 times more than we like winning, than we enjoy winning. So the losing really resonates with us. And financial loss taps into the feeling of hurt and pain and fear. So it's a very strong emotion when we're looking at losing money. So if we're still tied to our money, when we see downticks or stocks turning a red candle when we're long, it brings the fear. It brings the feeling of losing, even though we haven't lost. But it brings it in and it causes us to make bad decisions, i.e. take the trades off before we should have. So in this trade yesterday and trades we took today, I can't tell you how many members and text me or message me and said, hey, I was with you on this trade, but I just couldn't hold through the pullback. I'm like, why? Because you were scared that it was going to go against you? No, that makes no sense. Because just because we get a red candle doesn't mean the trade is going to go against us. But if that's what we see and that's what we perceive from that vision, then we're going to react to it, and we're not going to allow ourselves to trade our chart. We're not going to trade our trade plan. I'm sorry, not chart, our trade plan. So this is what's happening. And this is one of the main things I work on with the traders that I mentor one-on-one, is trying to change the perception of what you see, and letting you know that what you see is not the reality. Okay, you're just reacting to what this red candle is doing to you. It's making you emotional, and it's tapping into the fear of losing, and it's causing you to make bad decisions. So with this trade, I held it, didn't stop me out, never took out the technicals, and we pushed right up. Took 2 profit targets, it came back, stopped me out at break even. Was patient, waited for this to trade through all the garbage. Once it broke out, I got it again. Still did not break down the technical level, did not take it out. Waited, let it hit. Because we were rejecting here again, I went ahead and took profit, and it came back and stopped me out. Had I not done that, look at what I would have lost on this. I would have been stopped out. Listening to what the market tells me. Just trading the chart. Trading what the market is telling me. So, here we got short. And this was a nice window. And I was talking to somebody, and they were talking about trading. Like, they wanted to take this trade. And I was like, well, you really want to wait for... You can wait for confirmation, or you can get in and trade down to this level. This is a nice window. So when we got under this, I took it because this was a nice window. I'm like, hey, we can take profit down here. But what happened was it didn't get here. It kind of sold off hard, and it started getting bought up. And I was like, yeah. I went ahead and took some profit, and then took some more here at the 100 period moving average, and just kept, taking profit. Now here was the final target right here. But it did sell a little bit more, but we got the meat of the move. And this is all that we do all day, every day, is we wait, we get the meat of the move. That's what we do. I like trading trends. I don't like trading garbage. I will trade inside these little windows if they're big enough. You get a 2.5 point window, I can get a 1.5 trade off, later in the day. That's golden. That's money right there. But you have to be aware of, your situation, and that you're just trading inside these windows. So you got to take profit as you get through these levels. If not, it can turn around and stop you out. But that was yesterday. Let's look at today here. First trade out of the gate was BA. This was the aggressive opening range trade that I take, where I'm buying it on the break of the pre-market high. All I'm doing is looking at the momentum as we are coming into the open. This candle open, we sold off, and this continued the aggressive move up. So I got in, started taking profit. I took profit here, accidentally added, because instead of doing a sell stop, I did a buy stop. I'm used to shorting. So it was just instinct that I did a buy stop, and it actually added 100 shares back. And so still stuck to my next target. I just took off 100 shares versus 50, and took more off here, and then stopped out back here near break even. So this was a really solid trade. We really didn't get back up over this. It tried, but this is what BA does. It it sucked some people in on this false break by confirming, and wham, pulled it back. And this happens all the time on BA. So I like trading it early, but I do not like trading BA later in the day, specifically for that reason. And I really didn't look at it anymore after this morning. So the next trade I took was SQ, and this one I got stopped out on. But the issue with this was we were having trouble in the chat room this morning, and I didn't put a stop in. I never put hard stops in when I'm working my trades, and the chat room was crashing. We kept losing the screen share. We kept losing audio. So I went and I started working on it, and I kind of left this alone. Now, I made the decision not to put a stop in or anything. So by the time I came and looked at it, this had got away from me. So whenever that happens, I take full responsibility for it. I'm not crying, bitching, moaning, and complaining about the chat room or internet or whatever. I'm just trying to get everything handled. That's the decision I made, to make the sacrifice to be able to teach and help you guys learn what you need to in order to be successful. I accept that. So anything that happens bad or whatever, I accept. And that's kind of what I did here. But this would have been my stop right here. But it came back. I let it work itself back down. And we could not get below red to green. And when it bounced, I stuck to my original stop and took it off. So once it came back and it came back into focus, I went back to my original plan and, took it off. So I saved myself a ton of money from just panicking out of the trade and actually working the chart. We were still in a downtrend. If you want to see, we were still in a downtrend. This did not take the uptrend out. It didn't start changing until here. We made a higher low and took out the technical level. So I had to take out, even though we were still in a downtrend. This was the original trade plan, and I stuck to it. NVDA. Today, NVIDIA was next. Here was the channel break here. I got in the aggressive channel break move. I didn't wait for confirmation. Got in it and, took profit. Came back and stopped me out around break even. Grabbed it again. This time I waited for confirmation. I'm breaking the level here. This candle closed above it. This candle made a higher high. And here again, I had some people take it with me. When it went green for a minute, then it went red, they bailed out. It's like I thought it was coming back. I didn't want to lose any more money. Okay, there was that perception again. You saw a red candle, you perceived that you were going to lose, which red does not mean lose. We have to get out of, if we're long, green is right, red is wrong. Green is good, red is bad. No. As long as the stock is trading, you're going to see red candles and green candles. One is not good, one is not bad. So you can't perceive it that way. And as long as you perceive it that way, you're going to start reacting the way you do. So got in, profit here, got out right at break even. This was kind of failing. It did eventually go back up. But no way I'm gonna hold it past break even. So, I took that trade. Let's see. AMD was one that was bad. This one I did not give it. I kind of ran out of patience on this. You see, we kept butting up against here, and when we made this big spike and a big sell-off, that kind of triggered me to take this trade off. Because normally when I see that, this is coming back down. And I didn't want that to come back down on me. So, this kind of triggered a little bit of fear. And I felt it. I reacted to it. And you see what happened when I reacted to fear? This wouldn't have stopped me out. This held the technicals. And look at the move it made. Beautiful. All right, beautiful. Airbnb earnings trade. A little bit late getting in here. This popped on me. So I was late getting in, but still got a decent move on this. And Upstart was the next one. This was a little bit better move. But I accidentally sold on this. I only had 25 shares left. I hit the minus 100 button. So I actually went short 75. Gave it a chance. And, went ahead and took it off when we made a higher high. Should have left it on. Because I would have made a ton of money on this down to the downside. All right, but that was my day. I hope you guys had a good day as well. Sorry this took so long, but I had to get my point across really quick. But you guys be safe, and I will see you tomorrow in the jungle.